It is the 29th of October. Winter is coming. Things are going to sleep, and I planted some new stuff and made some more beds. I'm just gonna go through it all so I have a reference point during the winter to plan next year, because in 2 weeks, 3 weeks times, this whole place is gonna be covered with a meter of snow and minus 10 degrees Celsius. So yeah, planted a big blackberry here, a thornless blackberry. We have the plum here, the green rain clod, needs a pruning. Red currants here, planted this year. We have gooseberries, a lot of black currants. There's just a berry in here. Put a little white mulberry in here. We have strawberries and a lot of black currants. Put an apple tree in the middle here. And on the other side we have another gooseberry. Another gooseberry. A white currant down there. I think this is a giant sequoia or something like that. More black currants. Doing some tip layering on this thornless blackberry. This red elderberry is doing great. Next year will be good. The roses are sleeping. Put another apple tree here. I did some Nanking cherry seedlings here. Some quince tree seedlings. This year we put a lot of tree seedlings in everywhere. And a lot of tree seeds and nuts. Another red elderberry. Some perennial flower thing. This I got from a neighbor. It's a hybrid raspberry, blackberry, something. Here we have some new bed space for next year. The herb garden. Put some new herbs in, put some more medicinal things in. And here's a hazelnut. Put in some bay leaves here. It's probably too cold, but maybe it survives, maybe it's a freak. A berry thing here. Grapes. The red hazelnuts. Going to sleep here. This spot is just a little bit of random stuff. Some gooseberries. Black currants. Can't remember the name. So we've got a flower here. There's a plum. There's a gooseberry, I think. Oh, so we've got some vegetables growing here. Rhubarb is sleeping. Some onion thing. A raspberry thing. An apple, which is, it died from the graft up, but something's coming up. So next year we'll deal with that. Sea buckthorn. Some more horseradish. Some Jerusalem artichokes popping up here. Asparagus. So I'm gonna move to the asparagus bed. Buffalo berries. I think these are 2 females and I need a male. I got this really good yellow raspberry. And this tall little pear tree. Here we have an air prune bed with mostly cool spruces and pines for next year. All these little trees will be planted out. All the woods here is planted spruce and fir trees, so it'll be cool with some more species. This wild pear that I dug up. This apple sleeping. Around all the trees I put in some berry bush cuttings. So this is blackberry. We have some blackberries, a China or a Japanese red maple tree. I put some seedlings in. I think this is the autumn olive. It gave some berries. I'm not sure if I like them, or at least not raw. They're a little bit bitter, but maybe you can cook something with them. And more of the yellow raspberry. A little apple tree doing good. Jerusalem artichoke bed gave me a lot. I think I'm just gonna let the rest be for next year. This plum tree was good, gave me some good plums. Sea buckthorn. I think this is elderberry cutting. This apple, the graft failed, so but it's coming back up, so we can graft something next year. More of the yellow raspberries. We have some black currants over there. Salad bed thing. Put in some, in Norwegian it's called krosne. Or in French it's called krosne. Let's see what that does. This walnut is sleeping. Put on some growth this year. Here's a plum root sprout. Pumpkin bed for next year. This has been the compost heap this season. We're gonna put a tarp over and do pumpkins here next year. Black currant cutting next to this red mulberry, which a moose ate. Some green rain clod plums, an apple tree, and a pear tree. This bed is full of apple seeds, plum seeds, hazelnuts, chestnuts, walnuts, everything else. So this is the potato bed is now a tree nursery for next year. This little grape at the end. We put in a plum tree in this bed here. Horseradish. Still have some vegetables growing. They can be for the animals. And then we made this bed bigger. This is next year's vegetable beds. We're gonna extend this asparagus bed. And here we're doing a perennial onion thing, and garlic is planted for next year. I got some cool perennial onion plants from a guy. Here we also have next year's potato bed. I don't remember the name, but this is a tree, and the guy told me the shoots taste like onion, so onion tree. This is a cedar tree, 2 cedar trees. And this whole little hill I seeded with nuts and fruit trees. So hopefully next year something will pop up. I spread a lot of oak nuts, or some oak nuts last year, and a couple little oak trees came up from a cool 1,000-year-old oak from where I live. So that's kind of cool. In here I put down some soil, nuts and fruit trees, seeds. Put some wood chips on top. Trying to get a hedge thing going here. The goal is to have a hedge so thick that the moose and deer won't come in. That's probably gonna take a while. We also spread a couple hundred different rose hips. But they're not for eating, they're more for decoration roses, but not Rosa rugosa, so these won't spread. Here we have another walnut, which kind of froze a little, but it's coming back up. Blackcurrant cutting. And here we have some ornamental cutting thing which lives. Another black walnut. I started going this way. I think we're going to put a vegetable thing in the little drain here. Next year, my mulch pile slowly getting smaller, but still quite big. And everywhere we put this little quince seedling, an apple seedling from my air prune beds at home. Japanese maple seedling. The goal is just to plant as much stuff as possible. Whatever grows, grows. Whatever dies, dies. No, if we don't want it, we can take it away. Flower thing, cherry tree, small Japanese cherry tree. A white mulberry we put in here. Some plum seedlings. Cedar tree, plum or apple or something. And then we did the same thing here. Put down some soil, put down some nuts and seeds, and some wood chip mulch on top. This little apple thing here. So yeah, I believe that is everything. This is probably the last time I'm here until March or April. So from now, all this stuff just needs to survive on its own. And next year is next year. All right.